So, as a reminder, we have indirect expenses that are set up in QuickBooks. The indirect expenses include the cost of vehicles for the field staff, the cost of doing safety and lead paint training, tools, all your safety gear. We have ideally general liability insurance is in this bucket, company uniforms, technology fees, all of the things that you use for your field staff to track their time and do any kind of job cost tracking. All of these things are in an account called indirect expenses. And in a prior video, we explained how this is set up in payroll to allocate. But once you do set this up, what you're going to discover is that not all of the indirect that's allocated through payroll ends up in a job. And so we're going to do a visual example of why this occurs. First of all, when we process payroll, we have payroll and payroll taxes going into each one of our jobs. And with that goes some of our indirect allocation because it's set up as a percentage of wages. So for every dollar that goes into jobs, generally 50 to 110% also go into the job for the indirect allocation. But we also have something else going on. If one of your field staff people takes a vacation day, we also have money going into our group of indirect expenses. So when payroll occurs, any paid leave is going to go into the indirect expense bucket. But we have indirect allocations set up as a default activity in payroll, which means when money goes into indirect expenses for a field staff person, it is still going to allocate expenses to COGS. And every time this occurs, when somebody spends time cleaning up the shop or cleaning the field vehicles, money's taken out of indirect and it's assigned to COGS. As you can see, everything works fine when we have our payroll dollars going to our jobs, but as soon as one of our field staff people that has the indirect allocation assigned in payroll takes some time doing non-billable work or they're taking paid leave, this allocation still occurs, but it puts all of this money into COGS without being assigned to a job. This is simply what occurs when we have this automated, and ideally we do want it automated. That's when it works best. But this is what's causing our difference. And in a later video, we'll explain why this difference is acceptable and how to fix it.